Hey friends, I'm in Chicago visiting family for the holidays. 2023 is almost over, so it's time to reflect on how the year went. I can't thank you all enough for the support throughout the year. The channel definitely wouldn't be able to keep going if it wasn't for the encouragement and feedback. As I work on content, I do try to address as much feedback as possible, but it's just a process. Let's take a look at the stats for the channel. I started the year with 538 subscribers. I'm currently at 2,074, which is roughly a 285% increase. Where did you all come from? But also, that is incredible. My favorite stat is that the content had 589 shares. I don't know where you're sharing to, but seriously, thank you. Apparently I did 63 videos. A lot of those videos came from 100 days of design, which I can address. Whose dumb idea was it to do 100 days straight? I did do 48 days straight, which is a feat in itself. However, it was an experiment. I don't do many shorts on the channel, so I wanted to see if there could be traction. Unfortunately, there wasn't, so I stopped uploading. It's really hard to spend time on things that I don't have full confidence that it's helpful to you. The larger issue is that it was taking a significant amount of time away from the long-form content, which tends to perform better. I don't know if it's because the subscriber base doesn't watch shorts in general, or if it's because my thumbnails are bad. I will indeed finish it because I don't like to leave things incomplete. I wish I could put out content more regularly, but I am doing everything myself at the moment. All things considered, I'm doing not bad. Something I've been wanting to do for a while now is launch a newsletter. I'm very happy to announce my newsletter that I'm calling Dropcap. There's a link in the description below which you can subscribe for free. I thought it would be very fitting if I designed this like a magazine. Well, sort of. Here's a preview of the cover. The format will be a PDF. Inside, I will always have an editor's letter from me to you, things I've eaten, places I've traveled to, each with some context of design. For anyone looking to build a portfolio, the last page will be a project brief. I have a lot of passions outside of design, so I thought this would be a nice avenue to share that with you. I sprinkle things throughout my videos on my intent for the channel, which I want to explain a little bit further. I approach everything as I would any design project, so I started with a brand statement. The original brand statement for the channel was, merge the gap between self-taught designers and those who went to design school. A lot of you mentioned that you're confused on which direction to go in, what to focus on when it comes to learning, and also how to get that first job. After hearing all the obstacles, I expanded the brand statement to merge the gap between self-taught designers and those who went to design school by organizing online design education in a way that's approachable for everyone. I get it. I surveyed online design resources. Some are excellent, but a lot of it isn't great. So the idea is to help organize a path for you to become a designer. I want to be clear about my content that I'm not trying to be a design influencer. I am a working creative director and designer, and I want to have influence. They are not the same. I have a solid circle of friends who are creative directors in the industry, and I utilize them occasionally for the content. For the video on printer spreads, I sent it to the production director at Penske Media. For the video on talking about your portfolio, I sent it to the global creative director at Tiffany, the design director at MasterCard, and my other friend who was the former creative director at Macy's for 10 years. I don't want to create viral content. I want to create content that has impact. I don't pretend to have always been an expert. I relate to a lot of your obstacles because I've had to overcome them along the way as well. I would be lying if I said that I wasn't looking to build an audience, but my primary focus is to build that audience as an extension of my career, which hopefully you all benefit from as well. I know it's hard to believe what the internet tells you, but one thing I do promise on the channel is that I practice what I preach. On the first video of 100 Days of Design, it was about staying organized. Here is my folder organization. Everything is organized the same. I set up templates for each of the intros that I need. I'm very type A about this. I did a short on customizing the counters of your type. This was my execution for Ford Empathy Suits. I posted that video on November 17th. 2 weeks later, on November 29th, Pentagram posted the redesign of Reddit. And what did they do? Customize the counters. Although I don't promote trends on the channel, I do have a pulse on what's going on in the industry. The absolute best skincare routine is to quit your toxic job. This was definitely the biggest change for me this year. I told myself that I didn't need a new job, I just needed a plan. That plan wasn't very elaborate, it was just to get out. Those were dark days the first half of this year. What got me through the end was that I remembered the symbolism in The Shawshank Redemption. In an environment of entrapment, he finds self-worth. While working that job, I saw a side of me that I didn't recognize. I lost my smile, my hair was expeditiously turning gray. Some have actually turned back black, which I am so happy about because it was giving second-term Obama. I took a contract job, which was a huge reduction in salary, but mental health is so much more important. A video a while back, my advice to you was to not focus on the pay, but focus on the craft. I still stand by this. I never focus on the money. My approach was, if I'm designing, there will be income at some point. I don't really consider myself a graphic designer or a creative director unless I'm designing. Full transparency that freelancing is very real. My code ended my contract last week and my last day is today. They were acquired about a month ago, which always ends up in budget freezes, hiring freezes, and lower headcount. I had about 5 minutes of panic, but then I reached out to a few people and conveniently they had work, so I'm fine. Was it privilege? No. Was it luck? Kind of. Was it the position that I worked really hard to put myself in today? Absolutely. I have nurtured these connections over time, which was a silent investment that ended up paying off in a moment like this. Speaking of paying off, I'm getting a lot of jobs for print. There are very few designers who can design for print nowadays, and for the ones that do, not everyone is great at it. There are jobs out there, but you have to have the right skill set when they come, otherwise it's a missed opportunity. Some projects coming up for me, which I am very excited for. Travel and Leisure and Food and Wine contracted me to work on their special projects team. I'm working with New Beauty Magazine to rebrand their marketing and branded content. And last, I'm working with LK. They do the filtered water fountains for your water bottles. I guess if one door closes, then 3 more open. I have 2 more clients pending. If they confirm, I should probably soft launch an agency, but that's like more work. I definitely have a full plate of projects, the channel, and the newsletter, but I'll make it work. As they say, you quit your 9 to 5 to work 24/7. That is a recap of the year. Don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter. Again, thank you all so much. I wish you all a happy new year, and I will see you in January.